So I just felt like live streaming today because I just felt like live streaming. And I wanted to discuss how to turn lemons into lemonade for today's live stream. It's going to be a quick one. Whenever I do live stream, you can feel free to drop any questions that you have. I'll answer all of them. It's a great time to get some free coaching if you want some advice about YouTube, or maybe you're struggling with some mindset obstacles. This is definitely a place where you can get that help. So, yeah, how to make lemonade out of lemons. I wrote like topic points and I got like pages. But we're gonna do this real quick. So, something that's important to know with anything, not just YouTube, is your perspective equals your mood, which equals your experience. Like your perception of things is what's going to equal the way that you feel and the way that your experience is in life. So, if you're perceiving things with a glass half empty, it's easy to be sad. And it's easy to just like dwell in that sadness versus looking at it half full. Your perception is a huge factor on getting yourself out of the situation that you're in that you want to change. Because if you're perceiving that you can't change it, that change isn't going to happen. So, you know on TikTok how there's like this trend about being delusional. That in a sense is like changing up your perception. A lot of people are choosing to be delusional about their problems and manifesting the life that they want and creating a whole new life for themselves because they're choosing to change their perspective about things. Have you seen like that meme when it's just like I'm not broke, I'm broke. It's like a bougie guy just like I'm broke. That's like a way of changing your perception to get to the solutions. You don't have to be delusional to change your perception, but perception is a huge factor. It's a huge thing that you can control to get a hold and control your life, to grab your life by the balls. A big part of that is to change your perception. What was the next point I wanted to say? I haven't live streamed in a while, so I'm going to be a little slow for today's live stream. So, one of the biggest perception shifts that you can make today is instead of thinking things are happening to you, believe that they're happening for you. Everything that you feel like it's happening to you, what if it was happening for you? Not recently, I've always kind of had this perception to really get me through tough times. And that's like a major shift to really taking your life by the balls and not letting the things that are happening to you feel like a curse or feel like, you're stuck. It's like, oh, this is happening for me. You really have to get out of victim mode. Instead of saying it's a problem, you should say it's a challenge. Because if you're calling it a problem, it's easy to just like feel like you have to wait for it to be solved. Versus if you look at things as a challenge, you start to come up with solutions. So this is a great perception change that you can make and that I'm going to help you guys make in today's live stream. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. And for today's live stream, since it's the first live stream, I think, on this channel, I've live streamed on my other channel before. Since this is the first live stream on this channel, I'll be answering any questions after live stream. Just make sure to hashtag replay. Let me know that you watched the replay and feel free to drop your questions after this live stream is up. But I really want to help you to start looking for solutions to your problems. So for an example, if you don't have time to start a YouTube channel, instead of seeing it as a problem and telling yourself that problem will be solved one day, look at it as a challenge. Now we're thinking of solutions. Now, if we were to look at it as a challenge, what could you do to change that? You could make time, really see where it fits in your schedule. You can create a deadline for you to start a YouTube channel. You can look at what time you may have to replace in order to make time for that YouTube channel. You can start thinking about when can you start replacing some time to put into your YouTube channel. And then your YouTube channel will most likely happen versus just being like, I just don't have time to start a YouTube channel. It's like, okay, like it's not going to magically change until you choose to find that change, until you choose to shift your perspective, your perception, and really look at it as a challenge and look for those solutions. Another example, like before I get into that example, I want to say like praying and manifesting does work. I love manifesting. I love praying. I have a very strong relationship with God. Not really religious, but I do have a strong relationship with God. And praying and manifesting, as much as it does work, when it comes to praying and manifesting, you need to also put it in action, or it's just, you're going to be waiting for a long, long time. If you're going to wait for that manifestation to come or that prayer to be like, answered and not do any action towards it, unless of course it's something that doesn't require action, it's like out of your hands. You really want to be solution oriented, because with every problem there's a solution to something. Getting off topic in terms of like not YouTube, let's say it's, you have a problem with the way people treat you. Let's say you're not assertive. It's like, okay, not being assertive is a problem. Are you going to just sit there in that problem? Because there's a solution to it. Let's look at it as a challenge. What if we challenged ourselves to become assertive? What if we actually read a book on it to become assertive? What if instead of just feeling like there's nothing to do, I'm just someone that can't speak up for myself, what if you started practicing? What if you hired a mentor to help you? What if you started watching videos to help you to gain more confidence? Oh, you're not confident? Okay, there's like hundreds of videos about how to become confident. I'm not saying like you're gonna watch these videos and boom, I'm confident. No, like it takes time, but look at it as a challenge and find that solution, because it's there. Only if you're looking for it. And if you're not looking for it, it's going to forever be there. And on this channel, I'm about solving problems. That's what I'm here for. And I'm not having it. Like, we're here to solve things. We're here to like create the life that we want, aren't we? Don't you want that life that you want? Or are you just going to sit there and wait for it to happen? You have to create that life for yourself. If you feel like, I'm just not the type of person that can like really doll myself up, but you're struggling with finding a boyfriend, let's say, as an example. That itself could go into its own topic. It's like, okay, you're not the type of person to get dolled up, and you want a boyfriend. What is something you could do to attract a guy? Look better. Try harder. That's a solution. I mean, there's other solutions, like go out more. It doesn't always have to be a parent. Really learn to, it could be related to you not being assertive, like learn to start conversations, really work on your confidence so you can like, walk in the room and ignite it. Any problem that you have, there is a solution. Most times, not all the time, but most times there is a solution. And the only way to really find it is to look at it as a challenge instead of just a problem that needs to be solved. What is another topic point I wanted to say? There's something deep that I wanted to get into. Did I lose a page? There's so many pages of notes. And I'm trying to like do this before the sun goes down. I just wanted to get this message out here. Wow, this is pages on pages on pages on pages. I think that's okay. Another thing you want to do in terms of making lemonade out of lemons and solving your problems, stepping out of victim mentality and seeing things as a challenge, is you want to look at, once you do solve that problem, you want to look at how to not be in that problem again. So some problems that I've had, I think I listed like a few things that I personally went through. Where's that list? I think it fell off. I like literally wrote so much that I don't even, okay, so these are some examples of me and the problems that I personally have had recently and how I'm making sure it won't happen again. So for one, my phone broke. And I can't do most of the things that I usually do. And instead of seeing it as happening to me, because seeing it as happening to me, I literally would have lost my mind. I mean, I did in a sense saw it as happening to me in that moment, but I shifted my gears and saw it as happening for me. I'm taking this time to not rush towards getting a phone, and I'm giving myself a social media cleanse. I'm telling myself, look at Pepsi. What you doing, Buka Buka? What are you doing? What are you doing? You watching? You observing that knowledge? You gonna turn some lemons into lemonades? So with my phone and everything, really shifting my perspective and seeing it as happening for me, I was able to look at it in a way where I'm benefiting instead of feeling like it's just like this huge problem that can't get solved. So I'm using this time to go into social media cleanse, and I'm telling myself, okay, great, now I have an excuse to upgrade. I have the iPhone 11. Hello, iPhone 13. iPhone 14 is coming out pretty soon. So just looking at all the things, all the good things that can come from it has really helped me, and how I'm really taking not having a phone right now. I've taken this time that I'm not on my phone, and I'm really working towards improving my content on YouTube. I'm here live streaming right now. I've thought of like ways to improve my content in terms of like delivery. I've been studying more. I've been reading more. And this is really good for me. I'm taking this as God really showing me how much my phone is taking away from what I could be doing in terms of like improving myself and improving my content. It's showing me how much time I could have if I didn't get so distracted by like binging TikTok and just like checking Instagram way more than I probably need to. And I'm taking this as like a cute little, I'm picturing this as like a nice little vacation. Oh my gosh, my mic is right here. I'm over here like waving my my arms around, not realizing I'm like ASMR. So this is like an example of like changing your perception and thinking things are for you and not happening to you, and moving forward to prevent myself from being in this situation again. I'm never, ever, ever going to have my phone without a screen protectant and a phone case. So it doesn't ever happen again. So I'm not in that predicament again. Because when it broke, I didn't have a screen protectant. I had a phone case, but it wasn't secure. So I'm going to really, really emphasize on having a screen protectant, even if I have a phone case, because like a lot of the times my phone would fall and I'd be like, oh, it's fine because I have a phone case and it's protected and like it never breaks when I drop it. But like I got a little bit too carried away and then it broke when I dropped it. So guess what I'm going to do next time? I'm not going to like have my phone without a screen protectant, so I don't end up in that same predicament. Something else that has happened to me that I can see as happening for me is being played. This didn't happen recently, but in the past, I've gotten my time taken away a lot more than I'd like, and I've been undervalued in a relationship. And instead of being like, oh my gosh, my heart is broken, like I do have moments where I'm just like, oh my gosh, my heart is broken and I just can't move on. And just like, guys are stupid. I hate men. Men can suck my toe. Like, whoa, bitches give money. Like, fuck, bitches give money. I don't know why, but I was trying to censor the F part and I censored the. I'm tired. But what I'm saying is, I had my moment. We all are allowed to have our moments. I was just like, I really hate men. I just hate this guy. I hate that I went through this. But instead of dwelling in that, I kind of shifted my perception. I shifted my perspective. Sorry, Pepsi. If you hear huffing, Pepsi hears a dog outside. So she just does this when she hears dogs outside. So just don't mind that. Come here, Buka Buka. Come here. It's just a dog. Come here. It's just a dog. You want to say hi? Hi. Oh, my God. Oh no, don't want to show my clovages. Okay, you can, all right, anyway. So I shifted my perspective, and instead of being like, oh my gosh, like guys just waste my time, I shifted my I keep saying perspective. I might as well just say perceptive at this point. I think they mean the same thing. I might be messing it up, but you know what I mean. To change your perception, to change my perception of, that experience, instead of happening to me, I told myself, now I know. Now I'm learning to look at red flags. And throughout relationship, it wasn't really about red flags. It was a matter of like allowing myself to be treated a certain way. So instead of being like, oh, I was taken advantage of, I hate men, I looked at, I learned a really valuable lesson from this. I learned that the next time someone wastes my time, to give them that one warning, and if they waste it again, I'm just not available to get my time wasted again. It's like you no longer have access to me. I didn't have that strictness because I really like that guy, but now I have that strictness to keep myself from wasting too much time. Now I know moving forward in relationships to, assert myself and make it clear what my boundaries are. And then in terms of what I'm doing to make sure it doesn't happen again, is I really looked at what I did in that scenario that led to that. What led to him feeling like he could just like waste my time? And I thought about it and I was like, I did kind of seem desperate. I always asked him to call me. I always was like texting him right away and just like up his booty crack. And it just showed that I didn't value my time. So he treated me as such. So moving forward, I can't give off that. I need to make it very clear from the beginning that my time is valuable instead of like being all goo gaga, to prevent myself being in that circumstance again. To prevent myself from being in that circumstance again, I'm also not going to allow people to think that they can waste my time. So that's a way of, making sure I'm not in that situation moving forward. So whatever problem that you have, whatever challenge that you have, don't only change your perception of it happening to you and make it about happening for you. Also, look at what you can do moving forward to make sure you're not in that situation again, so it doesn't keep repeating itself. Because if you, look at it as happening for you, and let's say relationship-wise, you're just like, you were used and someone wasted your time. Let's say you look at it as like, okay, I learned my lesson, and then you get a new person, you do the same thing, you're going to be in the same problem over and over again. It's never going to stop. So really look at what you can do to change things. Let me read the comments. Molly does the same thing. She really loses it if there's a squirrel. Yeah, same with Pepsi. Sometimes the flags aren't red, they may be pink. Yeah, literally. I spot the pink flags, the red flags, and the beige flags. I'm not kidding anymore. And that's what relationships and friendships, like moving forward, I'm just like so keen on making sure I'm not in the same predicament when I'm facing a problem. Like once I solved it, it's like, let me make sure like I'm not in it again. So like if your problem is like, let's say you're watching this and your problem is, I want to start a YouTube channel. You start that YouTube channel and everything, and then you find yourself not having time for YouTube again. How can you make sure that you will always have time for YouTube? Let's look at the solutions. Let's look at how to make sure that you don't run out of time again. Maybe create a plan that's more sustainable to where you don't feel like you don't have time. Like find a way to where you do have time. Like maybe change up your delivery. I watch YouTubers that live stream for like hours. I watched the whole video. And I don't really care if their quality is poop, which has inspired me to do the same. I watch a lot of people who live stream, and it's so easy to live stream on YouTube. You don't need a certain amount of subscribers. This is me making time for YouTube as a busy bee. Most times I'll like poop out over content and stuff like that. But this is a simple solution. I thought of, this week I don't have that much time. So what I'm going to do to come up with a solution is I'm going to live stream. Or maybe I'll just like do a podcast episode. Or maybe for this video, it'll be like 1 tip instead of 3 tips. What can you do moving forward to keep yourself out of that problem once you solve it, once you find the solution to that challenge? So I'm going to leave you guys with an activity because the sun is setting. I'm starting to become a shadow like my dog. We're twinning. That could be the thumbnail. Pepsi, come on. Okay, now she thinks I'm playing tag. Come here. Okay, you know what? So an activity that I want to have you do for this live stream, after watching this live stream, sorry, I have like a million pages. I also have like some notes for this week's podcast episode. I'm not sure if I'm going to drop it this week or if I'm going to drop it next week, but I'm going to be filming it, recording it tonight probably. So I'm like going through it. Okay. Where is it? Where's the activity? Oh, I'm gonna find it. Give me like 1 second. I'm like so I'm just like la la la. The activity that I want you guys to do, a fun activity for turning lemonade out of lemons, is when something goes wrong. This is gonna be an activity that you do regularly. I want you to do regularly. This is something that I do regularly. Like anyone that knows me, they probably witnessed me do this. Like in the midst of me having a crisis, I would like it's really funny. Like in the midst of me having a crisis, or if I'm upset, I will literally find a piece of paper and write how I'm feeling and write the solutions if there's any solutions. But an activity that I want you to do is whenever something goes wrong and a challenge, the next time a challenge is facing you, or if you're facing a challenge right now, I want you to create a list of the good that can come out of it possibly. All of the good that can come out of it possibly. And how this is happening for you. How this can happen for you. So then, not only are you looking at like how it's happening for you, but you're like changing your mood. You're less of a victim and you're taking your life by the balls and squeezing them. You're taking your life by the balls and you're squeezing them. Am I going to spill it? I'm going to spill it for those who actually, because I don't think anyone's going to watch this. I'm actually planning on coming out with a podcast in the future called Big Balls. And I want to like share people that have big balls in life and how they created the life that they want in the future. Maybe near future, but like I think it's so important to look at those things that really can help you to grab your life by the balls, because if you don't, they're just dangling and there's nothing really you can do about it. So I want you to really make a list of the good that can come from what's happening to you. So for me, I had to recently make a list. I don't know, it's not on this notepad because like I just randomly was like, I need a piece of paper. I just like grabbed like a random notebook. I wish I could, maybe it's this one. I have so many. Hi, my name's Malasia and I have 20 notebooks. But I found it. Wow. Pros of losing a dusty phone. I can't even read my own handwriting. So I made a list of like my phone because I was just so upset by it because this is not the first time. Okay, so the first pro is it will lead to me getting a new phone that's more presentable because I already had cracks on it and I was in denial of how ugly it looked with more free storage because I was struggling with storage and I was in denial and I just kept deleting stuff whenever I got that free like the storage is full thing. I was just like, whatever, I'll just delete stuff. It was just getting in the way of filming and everything. And my camera kind of got messed up one time. It fell and I was in denial of it still. I was making TikToks with like the top being blurred and everything, telling myself like, it's not that big of a deal. It's like, okay, so a pro is that it's going to lead to me getting a new phone to solve those problems because now I have to get a new phone. A solution, I only had one pro because this is like the day that it broke, but another pro that I didn't write is that I get to do a social media cleanse, to take more time to work on myself and to do things I normally don't have time to do because I'm scrolling through Instagram. I think a lot of the time, I don't want to say we're addicted to our phones, but I do feel like a lot of us are addicted to our phones, honestly. Because like I'll like catch myself like not needing to do anything on my phone, but just checking for things. And it's like, what am I checking for? What am I looking for? Why don't I go look for something to do, to improve on, But like, because my phone, there's just so many things to do on a phone, it can get overwhelming. It's like TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest. Those are my main three that I'm always on. I watch a lot of YouTube, but it's really hard to really focus on myself when there's just so many things to do online. And due to phone breaking, it kind of separates me from the internet world and connects me more to the real world and to solve my real world problems a little bit more challenges to solve my real world challenges a lot faster than I would have, distracting myself too much. And then I also made a list of solutions. Also, if you can, make a list of solutions with your problem, with your challenge. And those solutions included, I'm not going to share my solutions, but I came up with solutions on my phone breaking. One of them was to get it fixed by Apple. One of them is get it fixed by like another phone repair for a cheaper price. So one of the solutions is to just not have a phone, just become a hermit forever. I have other solutions, but that's just my challenge that I'm going through right now. And I challenge you to make your list, write down why things are happening for you, and look at it as a challenge. Solve it. Think of solutions. Pepsi, no, it's just a dog. There's so many dogs in my neighborhood. Look at her. She's like jumping up, looking at them. So silly. Such a silly goose. All right. Well, that's all for today. I want you to put in the comments how your day's going. If you didn't watch this live stream the day it came out, just whatever. Let me know. How's your day going? For me, let me read the comments first. I didn't know I could live stream on YouTube. Yes, Libby. Oh, it's a game changer. And I've seen like people say that live streaming doesn't do well on YouTube. Hold on, I want to turn on the light because I'm not trying to become a shower right now. Okay, that's better. I'm not trying to like become, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I've heard people say that you can't grow on YouTube doing live streams, but I watch content creators that have been recommended to me on my For You page, and I binge them. Like I watch their stuff religiously, and I really don't care if the quality's bad because they're giving good content. And I think we're in an era right now on YouTube where people would rather have authenticity than professionalism in terms of like the look. And if you have the personality and if you have the wisdom, if you have value, people really don't care if it's a live stream. I personally don't. And like, I'm not just saying that to say that, like I literally, most of the content I watch are live streams. And from what I've seen, like these are channels that have like 100,000 subscribers and all they do is live stream for like a couple of hours or for a couple of minutes. And I think honestly it's good for the watch time because if you have someone watching you live for a set amount of time, your watch time is greater. So I could see how that would like grow a channel. I was actually talking to it about with my dad and he's thinking about live streaming every day. And I don't think that's a bad strategy. I would do it, but it's just like I feel like I talk too much and I could get off topic a lot. And yeah, I don't know, maybe I'll live stream once a week. I was thinking once a month and then maybe once a week, just to connect with everyone. But live streaming definitely is it. If you have like things to do that people will find interest in, live streaming definitely is a way to grow a YouTube channel. I think it's really fun too, and it's convenient because it's like you just go on camera, drop that knowledge, drop your entertainment, and go. You don't have to edit anything. It's a game changer. It's just a matter of like what your niche is, what you do. Is it convenient for you to do it? You read books, so I mean that definitely could work for you. I play 3 games on my phone daily. Oh man, I remember I used to play with games. I feel like they're so distracting. I deleted them all because like I've been playing them forever. I usually I find myself scrolling to Pinterest all the time, looking at like outfits and everything, and like planning out like my level up. Right now I'm like going through like a level up journey. So like I am so determined to like become my most hottest self ever. So I've been like watching a lot of content on like how to level up and like look good, wear makeup every day and like try harder with your hair and everything and like wear heels and stuff. So I've been like really looking at outfits that I can wear once like I release some weight. Also, I've been looking at like nail designs and like ways to do my natural hair. I recently came up with this hairstyle. I like took an elastic and I just pushed it to the side. I took 2 strands of hair, did a little swoopity-doo, and it's like it looks like a ponytail piece. I was watching my old videos from my old channel, and my hair was so short. So it was so worth going natural and just like growing it out. I never knew my hair could get this long, and it's just like growing longer every quarter because I can see it because I dyed my hair maroon. So I've just been like looking up a lot of fun stuff like that on Pinterest, and I just can't stop. So I guess now that my phone's broke, I have to stop. I mean, I could go on my computer, but I'm less likely to scroll through Pinterest on it. No, I'm not gonna lie, I do look on my computer sometimes. It's actually open right now, but less distractions without my phone. I can't go on TikTok as much. Like I could go on TikTok, but it's not the same experience. And I can't get on my Instagram because I got that authentication thing and I don't have my phone, so I can't authenticate myself. So it's just like, damn it. And there's a lot of things I could be upset about, like the fact that like I'm in the middle of a launch, my group coaching program and everything, and like I can't post on Instagram. And a part of me is just like, just go and buy a new phone. But I'm just like, no, this is happening for me. I'm going to go through a social media cleanse. Whoever's meant to be in the program is going to join. They already know it's there. Just like share it in the Facebook group. We're good. We don't need our phone. This is for us. This is happening for us. And yeah, whatever you're going through, just think it's happening for you. Because if you're thinking it's happening to you, that you're cursed, like what is that going to do? What is that? That's not going to do anything. You're going to be stuck. And that's the last place I want you to be, especially here on my magical side of you too. So yeah, I hope you have a beautiful night. Thanks for joining this live stream, Libby. And for all of you guys who watch the replay, mwah, mwah, mwah.